welcome back to Chatting with Chaz. Today we're going to be chatting with my friend Courtney from Skin Pharm, Alpharetta in Georgia. She is my personal skincare guru, and I think she might be yours if you are in this area. Last week we met with Megan Griffin, the founder of Skin Pharm. This week we're talking to Courtney, and she's going to kind of tell you everything from why she moved in this direction of skincare, from basically you were in an ER, we'll talk about that, and her passion for skin, her own personal journey, and also her journey with me, which has been about a year now.
It's been a year, yeah. The day that I saw you last week was a full year that we've been treating your skin.
And you have truly, you and Skin Pharm have transformed my skin and really my life, because I feel
you're
so confident now.
Good. Well, you're beautiful, so you should.
Well, let's just say she's made this definitely more beautiful. So we're going to talk about your journey first, as everyone can get to know you, and kind of how you became so passionate about skincare and how you got here today. So tell me about you.
Yeah, so I'm Courtney Weglars. I'm a physician assistant here at Skin Pharm in Alpharetta, Georgia. So I've been here since this clinic opened. So we opened January of last year. But prior to Skin Pharm, I was working somewhere else in aesthetics, and prior to that, I was in the emergency department. So right out of PA school, I did emergency medicine for about 3 years. Those hours are tough. They're all over the place. And I was recently married, so I just knew it wasn't going to be long term. So at that time, I started learning how to do Botox. So I was doing Botox for a while, and then made the transition full time into aesthetic medicine, and it's been a dream come true. It's so fun to do this every day.
You know, it's interesting because talking with Megan last week, she was saying she started in a different way as well, and she really found herself enjoying injecting people.
Yes.
She's like, it sounds like that was similar.
It's so much more fun. In the ER, you know, I'm seeing people on the worst days of their life.
Yes.
And now I'm seeing people when they're happy and they're excited to come in. So it's really fun.
That's really great.
Yes.
It's very similar.
Yeah.
And you started with Skin Pharm, but before Skin Pharm, you were with someone else. So you were dabbling in skincare.
So I've been injecting for over 5 years. So I'm not new to this by any means.
And let's talk about, you're not new to this, but how long has injectables been in the business? Because I'm very new to this. So
oh gosh, decades.
I feel like, has it been decades?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
And
Botox
have you seen a big change from when it first came out to now?
For sure. So injecting used to be very different. It used to be, you know, injecting lines, chasing wrinkles, and now it's more about full facial balancing, facial harmony, injecting more than one area. And also taking care of the skin is really important now too.
It's like you can do the treatments, but you've got to make sure you're maintaining it home. That's kind of like a 50-50 thing, would you say?
Yes. If probably more than 50-50. Skincare at home is very important. Like what you're doing here amplifies your results, but if you're not taking care of your skin at home, it's not going to be as good as it could be.
So when I come in and see Courtney, I first of all am always, every time I see her, and I've been seeing her for about a year, I'm always like, Courtney, your skin is flawless. Like, what in the world? Do you just have good skin?
Absolutely not. So my skin was terrible. So about 9 years ago, my skin was covered in freckles, a lot of sun damage. I did not take care of my skin. I was in the tanning bed. Hate to admit that, but I was.
all have been there.
I wasn't wearing sunscreen. I was not using any of the right products for my skin. So it was really in 2020 when I started taking good care of my skin and really wanting to fix the damage that had been done.
Make sure you follow Courtney, because she just showed me a picture and she said she's going to be sharing it probably soon. But you did have a lot of freckles.
Oh, yes.
You look younger now, and you said that picture was 10 years old.
That picture that I showed you was 9 years ago, so almost 10 years ago. I also was not getting Botox back then, so I was starting to get, you know, some of those lines on my forehead and all of that. So it's been a journey.
It has been a journey for you, and you hardly wear makeup also.
Yeah, I don't wear foundation, I have sunscreen on, so our mineral sunscreen, and then of course like eye makeup and things like that, but I don't even own foundation, so don't know how to
I
put
love
that on.
I'm not totally there yet now. Like
You're
today I have foundation, but most days I do use the mineral sunscreen from Skin Pharm that you told me about, which is what you're using.
Correct.
So I'm like, if her skin looks that good, and honestly, I feel really good with just that, and that's probably I would say 5 out of 7 days.
Yep.
I just wear that.
I mean, we were looking at your before and afters last week, and your before was with makeup on, and your after was without makeup, and your skin looked better after. Without.
It's true. It's absolutely amazing. So this is what you want to know. You ask me all the time in the DMs. You ask me when I see you out. You're like, okay, how much Botox are you doing? Did you do filler? What's the PRP? Is it the same thing as conventional filler? I really don't have all the answers because I just kind of come in and let Courtney have my face and do what she does. I never ask how many is it cc's?
It's units for Botox and then syringes of filler.
So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about when she met me, the consultation, because that's really important. That's the first step.
Yep.
So tell them what you saw and how you decided to put together our path.
Absolutely. So I saw you April of 2024, and I think you were saying, correct me if I'm wrong, you were only getting Botox like twice a year, only to the upper face. You were using skincare. You were out in the sun a lot, which you still are, but with good sun protection now.
Right.
And so we just did a full consultation addressing the skin, facial balancing, and then also the muscles, so Botox and things like that. So at that first visit, we did microneedling with PRP. So that's one of my favorite treatments for collagen stimulation and production. So it creates tiny little micro injuries all over the skin, and those injuries tell your body to make collagen and elastin. So you did a series of those initially.
Yes.
So that's really helped with fine lines, texture.
Gives you the glow.
Yes, it gives you a nice glow.
Which you all say you're glowing.
Yes.
I'm happy, but I also think it's that too.
Yep. And then at that time, I think you had just gotten your Botox to your upper face, but you had never treated your lower face.
No.
And so we introduced you to that. So we treated the platysma bands in your neck to really help to relax that muscle and make your jawline look a little bit better.
It really does. I mean, when I look at the pictures, you don't really notice right away. But when I look back at the pictures, the jawline, even when I see myself in the camera, it just is a little tighter.
Exactly.
I love it.
So that's where we started. You know, she was still nervous at that time. She was just met me. But then she really leaned in and did almost everything that was recommended, and she's truly transformed her skin.
I do think I was hesitant,
of course,
on Botox, and the new call is Dysport here.
We carry both Botox and Dysport. We just switched you to Dysport. It's just a different brand.
And why did you choose Dysport?
I like Dysport better in my own face. I like both products. They're both great. Dysport just works faster, and you know, we all like instant gratification.
Yes,
so.
drive-through skincare, bring it. I'm like, I want to leave looking
so why not?
fresh. Yes. It does work quicker.
Yes.
Because when I did do Botox, and it could be once a year, I mean, I was so afraid of it.
Yeah.
I think the other thing with the fear of skincare or Botox or filler is the not knowing, not understanding, and I feel like Skin Pharm had a reputation that I could trust.
Yes.
And the place I went to before, I didn't feel like I couldn't trust them, but I also, I didn't know, you know, I'm like, what are they using? But I think hearing about Skin Pharm, I've watched for years from when you all started in Nashville, I felt safe. And then meeting you, you're very approachable, and you weren't trying to force a lot on me, and you were like, listen, we're just gonna do a little bit. We like a very natural look, which Skin Pharm is kind of known for.
Yes.
And you were like, we're gonna be conservative. We'll just start here, and if you wanna do more later, and I think that was really important.
Yes, we are all about natural results. I never want you to look not like you. I just want you to look like you, but better, a little bit more refreshed. And so that's what we did. And a lot of people have hesitations with Botox and with filler that they're going to look like a real housewife. I hear that every single day.
Yes. Or filler face where it's like puffy. Like,
yes. And that is not the goal.
Look.
No, it's not what we're going for.
Yes.
So natural results is always what we're looking for.
And I feel like anyone that I meet that has been coming here or in Nashville, when I went to Nashville, everyone there was delightful. Their skin looked amazing. Megan's as well, like yours, just perfection. And I'm like looking at her as she's talking. I'm like, so what have you done?
Right.
But it's so subtle. It's not a big pronounced lip. It's not like this puffy face. It's just like this. It almost looks like you've slept longer and you're rested and you're just smoother.
Right. Like I don't want your lips to walk in the room before you do. I want everything to just, look balanced.
Look balanced. I like that you had said that. What'd you call it? It's like a
facial balancing?
Facial balancing.
Yes.
Tell us about facial balancing, and then we're going to get into all the things. But I've never even heard you say that. what does that mean to you for
Yeah.
someone like me, facial balancing?
So facial balancing is kind of just this concept of looking at the face as a whole and treating it with filler. So historically, people would just do lips or just do cheeks, and we're kind of like piecemealing filler together, but it's looking at your face and kind of seeing what would balance your profile. So for you, we did do a little bit of filler on you. You have never done filler before. We just did a tiny little bit of filler in this medial and lateral cheek.
Like right here, and it kind of pushed it up.
Filler doesn't necessarily lift because it's a jelly, but it can reposition those tissues and change how lights and shadows get reflected off your face. So it looks a little bit lifted, but it's not like surgically lifting anything, of course. But so we added a little bit there and then a little bit to this chin shadow area. You already had a great chin and profile, but you just had a little bit of shadowing here and here. So we filled that in, and then also just a tiny little bit in your lips to help with hydration. You already had a great lip size and shape. We didn't want them to be too big, but just kind of gloss everything.
Gloss
like an internal lip gloss, essentially.
So that was interesting. When she told me to do the lip, I was thinking Real Housewife lips. So I was like,
course,
I don't know
everyone
about
does.
the lip. She's like, no, it's going to hydrate. And I'm like, how does filler hydrate? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't even understand that they were one and the same.
So filler is hyaluronic acid. So hyaluronic acid is naturally occurring in our skin. So it tells the body to pull in moisture and water. So it just can hydrate the area.
I love my lips.
Yay.
And my mom, I feel like I have her lips. She had full lips. But
Yeah.
with age, there's like what I notice, not so much a lack of fullness, but like the lip wrinkles. So you were saying by hydrating them, it would kind of smooth out these softer lines.
Yeah, so we
I noticed that.
hydrated and added a little bit of support, which then can support those lines. And then last week, we also added some PRP gel into that perioral area. So we'll see how that looks in like a month.
And so if someone's like, they're like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yes.
So the filler is the
Filler, so typically when we're talking about filler, it's going to be hyaluronic acid filler.
acid filler.
Yes, and then PRP gel is platelet-rich plasma that we heat and we cool and we turn it into a gel. So it's kind of like a consistency of a filler, but it's regenerative. So it's going to tell your body to make collagen and elastin.
So we love that.
So we love that.
We love this treatment because with the filler, which I think lasts a year.
Over a year, it can last a long time. We'll usually see patients back like in a year, kind of reassess. They might not need any additional filler at that time, or they might need one syringe or something like that.
So that's great, but I also think with the PRP, it's the additional bonuses is actually not just a filler, but it's actually working to create more collagen.
Yes.
And I love that.
I
don't think I
know.
really put that together
Yeah.
until just now.
So like filler is filling a space, and then PRP gel is also filling a space, but then telling your body to make collagen and elastin. So you get improvement in the skin quality over time. That's not immediate. So like you'll see an immediate improvement in volume, like in the chair, but then over the course of weeks, your body will make collagen and then the skin will look better. So for you, when we took those photos last week, comparing a month ago to today or to last week, this area looked better.
Yes.
So it's like the integrity of the skin looked better.
And I think the other problem I had was, I had a lot of problems. Sun damage, age, fine lines and wrinkles.
Also redness.
Redness, which we'll talk about what she did there. But also I lost some weight and I had like this hollowness. Like I felt like my skin was just drooping. And I think that's why for the first time I was open to filler, because the one great thing about having weight is your face is filled, right?
Yes.
But then when you lose it, it felt a little hollowed and a little like falling.
It can just be a little aging.
And and aging maybe all put together. So I feel like you kind of gave me a fresh face back.
Yeah.
The redness. So I have super pink red skin. And when I take my makeup off, that's probably why I would wear foundation, is to kind of blend the redness. Tell them what you did.
Yeah.
Because it's amazing.
So with Chaz, it was tough because she always had a little bit of a tan to her skin. But I think it was November of last year, we did a BBL, which is broadband light therapy. So it's a light therapy treatment that targets that red pigment and then brown pigment in the skin. So that really helped even out her skin tone, cut out some of that red, and also help with some of the little capillaries and vessels that she had. Right, and so we did that 2 times, and that improvement was drastic.
Yes, that was
Yes.
drastic. And that treatment, that was just one round at the time, gave me, even just that, gave me confidence to not wear makeup because it was the blotchiness of the redness that it just felt like I needed to balance it with either a tinted moisturizer or something. So now I'll just put on my skincare and not even feel like I have to put a tinted moisturizer on, which is awesome.
Yes.
Love that treatment. I've truly loved every treatment.
I think you've done almost every service we offer except for chemical peels.
Haven't done a chemical peel. Kind of terrifies me.
But
I kind of want to do it.
I do think we should treat your neck and your chest with a chemical peel, probably in the fall once you're not in the sun.
Yes.
But I think that would be great to really tackle some.
You don't think we need it in the face?
I don't know. I feel like your face is pretty good. Chemical peels have a little bit of downtime, so they're harder to work in. So like the neck and the chest, you can put a t-shirt on, cover it up.
Wear a sweater. Okay. How long is the healing time for a chemical peel?
So with a chemical peel, we have a medium depth chemical peel. So it's sheet-like peeling, starts around the mouth, works its way out. The forehead's typically the last to go. The peeling usually starts on the 3rd day, can last up to 7 days. So day 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I feel like that would be a good time, like over Christmas holiday, when that week that no one's doing anything but laying around in pajamas.
Yeah. So it's really like 3 days of heavy peeling where you might not want to, show face to some people.
Right.
But it's great. If you can ever have that downtime, I would do it.
A friend of mine just did that, and it's remarkable the difference. It's unbelievable. I was like, wow. So we might have to do that.
Yes.
And I would just share it, because here's the thing: being on camera all the time, it's hard to have that downtime.
Right. That's why we haven't done it. You're a busy woman. You always have stuff
but
going on.
maybe we'll make time for it and show them the process.
Yeah,
so
it's fun.
Stay tuned for that. Okay, so Botox. People want to know.
Yeah.
These are the questions I get. How much Botox are you getting? Is it good skin or is it Botox? I'm like, girl, it's good skincare, it's Botox, it's filler.
Yes, it's all of the things.
I don't think we have in my family good skin. My mom did look good, but she had all the things that all women are dealing with. The droopy skin, the jowl, what do you call it? The jowls.
Jowling.
The jowling. She had that big time. And she smiled a lot, which is great, but we had all the smile lines. So let's start with the Botox and kind of how much?
Yes.
Because you are conservative, but still they want to know.
When it comes to Botox and Dysport, so the number of units depends on your face, your muscle anatomy, just how you're presenting in the chair. So what Chaz gets is not going to be what you get. But for Chaz, we treat the upper face, so the glabella, the frontalis, the crow's feet.
Major difference here.
Yes. Oh, huge difference. And then the bunny lines too. And then we treated her neck as well, and kind of that jawline, the Nefertiti neck lift. So I think you get somewhere in like the 96 to 100 units of Dysport, but when we speak about Dysport, we speak about everything in Botox units. So that would be 96 Botox units, essentially.
Okay.
But yes, so that's what she gets. It might not be what you get, so it's always best to come in for a consultation and we can go over what would be best for you.
That is very true. And do you do that when I come in? Do you do that all at one time? I feel like you do. You hit all those spots.
Yes.
Yes. I truly just kind of lay and just hold a ball every now and then and just like wait till it's over.
Yeah, so you get your Dysport quarterly, so about every 3 to 4 months. And looking at your very first photo to now, she was only getting Botox like once or twice a year. Even though she was getting Botox, she still has some of those static lines. So static lines are lines that are there when we're resting our face. So she had these little static lines like in the 11 area and like around the eyes and on the nose. And now, since she's been consistent for a year, those lines are not there at rest.
No.
Also, skincare and treatments helps too. But
yes,
Botox.
I am religious with my skincare treatments.
Yes.
I mean, it's a whole thing. I mean, I plan it. If Douglas and I are watching a movie, he's like, why don't you go do your skincare now so that you don't have to do it at 11 o'clock at night, because I will not miss. So you've got to do the home care.
Oh, for sure. It's very important.
It all just kind of works together.
Yep.
It's an investment, 1,000%. A lot of you probably could be like, I totally need to do that. A lot of you are like, I could never do that because it's too much financially, time-wise. I'm just not going to keep up with it. And I get that. And I was kind of that naysayer, I would say. I was like, I mean, you just have to age gracefully. You really don't age gracefully. I just noticed now that I've hit 50, I mean, just wait. You don't age gracefully. It's like harder than ever to just pull it together on a daily basis. So I think we all need a little help, and you just might have to prioritize. It's almost like a renovation. We tell our clients, you have to prioritize. Like maybe you're a candidate for Botox and fillers not right now.
Right. Yes. And during a consultation process, we go over that. We make a treatment plan about what the best steps would be, what would be the most impactful for your skin and your budget and all of that.
Yeah, so they will talk about budget. All of their pricing is on the website, but you do have to come in for the consultation because you don't know how many units you might need. So they'll tell you on the website the price per unit, but she might say 50 units. Maybe you don't need as much help as I need. So, and you might not do your neck, and everything is personalized, which I love. It's not one and done.
Right.
And you've made it a very personal kind of experience. And she knows my skin. She knows that it's dry. So she's like, let's hydrate. Let's do the gold infusion.
So the gold infusions have helped with hydration.
Talk about the gold infusion because it's one of my favorite treatments.
Yes. So Chaz has done several of the gold infusion, the works. So that's going to be our treatment that has PRP, so platelet-rich plasma, some hyaluronic acid, a little bit of Dysport, and then some antioxidants in it. And it's this tiny little microchanneling device. It has needles on the top and then the serums in the chamber, and then it just gets stamped into the skin. And so it infuses your skin with all of those serums. So it's really going to help to hydrate, brighten, give you a nice glow. And then you also get a collagen stimulation from those tiny little needles, making those little micro injuries all over your skin. So it is great for anti-aging, but then also that nice glow that you get the next day.
I did not realize it's almost like the chemical peel, the gold infusion, that the gold needle is basically damaging your skin to...
In a way, yeah, it's creating injuries. And then that tells your body to create collagen and elastin.
Which I think is so fascinating. So it's almost like, it is truly like a renovation. Like you have to gut it a little bit before it becomes beautiful. And that's kind of what she does. And I will tell you, we just did a gold infusion last week, and we did gold infusion, we did PRP, filler,
and then your routine Dysport.
And then the routine Dysport. And there was a little bit of bruising. I bruise easily, so that
was from the PRP gel.
That's from
not
the
gold infusion. Yes.
And not the
Dysport.
And not the
Dysport. You can
Dysport.
bruise with Botox, but
but the PRP, because it's this sizable needle that's going in there. I don't want to see it, but you've seen it because I posted it.
Sizable.
But so there's a little bit of bruising, not a lot of downtime, but I can tell you now, maybe it'll be a week tomorrow. I think I came in on a Tuesday.
So,
I can see a difference. Like the glow, I have some powder on today, but generally without the powder, I'm glowing. And I love the difference to not have to wear makeup on the weekends.
I know, I love that.
Is so nice. And really a lot of days just going to work without makeup and having just, a little bit of lipstick and a brow. It's awesome. Life-changing. Let's talk about our daily. So you heard about most of the treatments that I've done. Did we skip anything?
I don't think so.
We are going to talk about at the end
talk about everything.
Things that are to come at Skin Pharm, because there's a couple of things I want to do. And one of the things that they already had that I want to do is the skin peel.
The chemical peel.
Chemical peel. So we will do that, and we'll take you along for the ride. So anyway, you come in, you get your consultation, right? She addresses your skin. She gives you a treatment plan, but she's also going to talk about their skincare and what products, because not all products you need, but what products would be best for your skin, whether you have dry skin, whether you have oily skin, whether you have acne-prone skin, like Jacqueline's on a different plan than I'm on. So let's talk about morning routine, nighttime routine, and the things that you not prescribe.
Well,
told
we
me
do
that.
hand prescribe. We do have prescription medications, but.
So for you said, hey Chaz, these products would be best for you. And they were?
So I think you're using our Power Wash and Gentle Rinse.
Yes.
So those are both our cleansers.
I Power Wash in the morning, I Gentle in the evening. There's
Perfect.
two.
Crystal Clear Pads.
Or I Power at night to get the makeup off.
Tell me what you're using again, and then we can go through it.
Okay, so in the morning it's the Gentle Rinse.
Yep.
Because normally I'm just taking off the nighttime routine.
Yep.
So Gentle Rinse in the morning. Then I put on, and I could have my order. She gives you an order, but sometimes I just
yes, that's okay.
Nilly-willy. I do the vitamin C.
Correct. So that's our glow factor. So that's our vitamin C serum. It's going to help to brighten your skin, protect it from free radical damage. So that's great.
Love the glow factor. Love all these products I love. So you might start off with one, and I think I maybe started off with a couple, and now I'm kind of invested in the whole line.
Yeah.
So it's the Gentle Rinse. Then I go into the Glow Factor.
And then youth serum.
Youth serum.
So that's our hyaluronic acid serum, but it also has peptides and niacinamide in it. So it is anti-aging and can help a little bit with redness too.
What does the peptide do?
Anti-aging collagen stimulation. So it helps with fine
All about
lines.
the collagen.
Wrinkles. Yes.
Yes, that's what I'm hearing. So I do the glow, I do the
youth serum,
and then I end with high beam.
And then the sunscreen. So high beam is our lightweight brightening moisturizer. So that's great to use. Some people use it morning and night. Other people just use it in the morning, and then like face whip at night. Kind of depends on your skin type.
Yes. So, and then I do the tinted moisturizer. Like on the weekend, that's it. That's the whole thing.
Yep, that's your foundation.
Most of the time, unless I'm on camera, then I'll put on a foundation. Yeah. But I probably don't even need it at this point, but it's just a habit. So then at night, I use the Power Wash, which is the different cleanser, a little more powerful.
A little bit, but still gentle enough to use morning and night. It does have salicylic acid in it and some papaya enzyme, so it can give you a little bit of that chemical exfoliation.
Ah, that's very good. I also use the clarifying pads.
Yes, so those are our crystal clear pads, one of our hero products. So they're salicylic, glycolic, and lactic acid. Great for acne, but then also brightening the skin and also chemically exfoliating.
Yes, I do feel like it exfoliates without a harsh scrubber.
Yes, so it's not a scrub. So there's physical and then there's chemical exfoliation. So that's chemical.
Okay, and then I'm getting notes over here, so I got distracted. So then I might need to see that note again.
Thick to thin. So order of application.
Okay, thick to thin. Also,
or thin to thick.
I was not getting that, so thank you.
I know what you're saying.
I'm like, what?
So in a general rule
thin.
of thumb, when you're applying your skincare, if you just have no idea and you can't come in to see us, you apply from the thinnest to the thickest.
Thinnest to the thickest.
Yes.
Yes, that's actually what I do.
Yes.
So, and at night, so it's the Power Wash. I don't have to do vitamin C again, right?
No,
so I just do
in
the
the morning.
night watch.
Yep.
So it's Power Wash, night watch, which I love. I don't understand it. It's like an oil almost. What is it?
So that's our retinoid. It's an HPR, which is a type of retinol.
Okay.
But it's going to be very efficacious on the skin without all of that irritation. So traditionally, a tretinoin or a Retin-A is going to be a prescription, and that's going to cause a lot of irritation. So redness, peeling, burning,
That's
stinging.
why I've never used it.
Right. A lot of people are
Yes.
scared too because they just can't
It's
afford
so
that
intense.
downtime. It's normal. It's not like an allergic reaction. But so Skin Pharm created Night Watch, which is much more easily tolerated, but still going to give your skin all those great results.
Delivers results. Should I be using that every night or
Every night.
Every night. Okay, because I do.
Yes.
Good. I'm so happy. I was like, maybe because sometimes
Every
retinol
night.
you can only do twice because it's so
right.
harsh.
But the way Skin Pharm's is formulated, you can typically tolerate it every night.
Okay, so I do the night watch, and then I love your new night cream, the new
Face whip.
face whip.
Yeah.
You redid it.
So they reformulated it, added in some great ingredients. So that is great to use as a nighttime moisturizer. During the winter, you can use that in the morning too if you need to.
Okay. I do. That is like my favorite, but I'm not using it right now in the morning, but I do use that every night. And then I use your eye cream.
Eye
So
sculpt.
after the yes, the eye sculpt.
Yes. So that's
it.
our eye sculpt. So that has a little bit of caffeine.
Should I be using that at night or just in the morning?
Morning and night.
Morning and night. Okay,
Yes.
I'm not using it in the morning. I should do
Oh,
that.
yeah. Definitely in
Okay.
the morning.
That's a new tip. Okay, so that's pretty much my routine. I do a little, which I'm hoping Skin Pharm comes out with like a peptide or something for the lip.
I think they will eventually.
Because
They
I
have
feel
a
like that's
lot of
missing.
things in
I
the
need it,
works.
and so I just use
I
like a
know.
little lip mask.
Yep.
I think you should do that. So one day, who knows? They might have it, but if not, I just use like a different one, and then I'm
Totally
done.
Yes.
But it takes literally 2 minutes. It's not a
Yes.
long routine.
Like
it's
it sounds
quick
like a lot of
wash.
products.
It does sound like a lot, but
it
it's
goes
like
fast.
2 minutes. It does.
And then we also have prescription products. So you can come in clinic and we can prescribe tretinoin or azelaic acid for redness, dapsone for acne, and then also products like hydroquinone that can help with melasma and hyperpigmentation.
So as
we
a
do have-
PA, she's
Yes.
able to write a prescription. So with
Right.
Jacqueline, she was dealing with hormonal acne.
Yep, so she's on some prescription products, and then we also did some oral medications too, which
Yes.
we can always prescribe.
Night and day, what you've done with my face and her face, because she was
Good.
crying. I sent her to a dermatologist because we got to the point over Christmas break where I was like, I don't know if Skin Pharm can do this, but so she went to the dermatologist because we thought because we just didn't know what to really do. And she came home very discouraged. And I was like, I just need to call Courtney. I feel like Courtney's going to know what to do. And she did. And she gave her a prescription, and I think you told her to stay on the prescription she was on that was from the dermatologist, because we were going to go off it, because I'm like, obviously it's not working, but it's because you added something.
We just tweaked her skincare routine a little bit and added in some prescription topicals to really help.
Night and day, she did not. I think she didn't want to go back to school. She was it is traumatic for a lot of women, young girls, especially now where everybody's face is on camera pretty much all the time. I know for her, it was like definitely like, what's the word I'm looking for? It wasn't like a mental breakdown, but it was like, it really was, what's the word? Like, she was really upset about it. Like, she's like, it's my face. It's like, it's the worst thing ever.
Hard. Yeah.
And I remember not feeling comfortable in my skin as early as 5 years ago. I used to get on Instagram and I would show two-part. I was uncomfortable in my skin with my weight, but also my skin. So I would like only show half of my face, like an eyeball. And I would talk, there was like a talking eyeball and a half lip. And now, and I always used a filter. And so now I don't use a filter, which is awesome, and it's freeing, and I now can sit in front of a camera and not hate my skin. I remember as a young girl, I did have acne like Jacqueline, and I remember like closing all the drapes because I didn't want to see my skin in the daylight. And I think a lot of women, it's your face, but you only get one face, so you got to take care of it, and you've got to do your skincare.
Yes, you got to wash your face in the morning and at night.
You just have
Get that
to.
makeup off.
Yes. I even wash it after I work out. Like if I mean, I do a quick workout, I wash my face. I mean, it's just, you gotta like keep it clean, keep your pores clean.
Right.
You don't do at Skin Pharm any type of blackhead, pore treatment.
We don't have estheticians. So all of the procedures done at Skin Pharm are performed by either a PA or an NP. So we don't do traditional facials, we do big girl facials. So like microneedling with PRP, the gold infusion facials, filler, Botox, all those things that are going to give you a long-term correction in your skin and long-term results.
Which is interesting because I am that girl that's like, I want to get rid of all the blackheads, right?
I mean, don't get me wrong, I love a facial every now and again.
But you don't really have to do it.
But you don't have to do it. Like, it's not going to completely transform your skin. Your skin will look great, it will feel great, but if you're not doing other treatments and skincare and all of that, I mean,
I feel like you don't need to with everything that you've done. I feel like maybe my pores haven't gotten smaller, but maybe they've gotten tighter. And I don't know. I mean, I feel like it hasn't been an issue. They've been cleaned out. Yeah. So it is a big girl facial. I feel like you don't come here. Maybe some people look at it as like a spa, but you come here, it's like a medical grade treatment. Like, I feel like it's real. It's not like a little spa day. It's like we're getting results. We're getting it done.
So it's cosmetic dermatology. So we're doing things that will give you some real results.
What is your favorite treatment?
For myself?
For yourself.
Of course, I love Dysport, but then also microneedling with PRP is one of my favorite treatments. You're red the day of, slightly pink the next day, and then a week after the treatment, typically, you just have a nice glow to your skin. So that's really changed my skin texture and just overall skin tone.
Okay, so that's one of my favorites too. I mean, I love them all. I don't know. I guess I like the gold infusion the most, but I love Botox at the end of the day. I love the Dysport.
Oh, for
like,
sure.
It just freshens your face.
I always say if I had to pick one treatment to do for the rest of my life only, it would be microneedling with PRP, because it's going to stimulate collagen, elastin, it will help with fine lines, and just all of the things.
All of the things.
All the things.
So we have a lot of moms with either teenagers that are dealing with hormonal acne or their college-age daughter. Even boys. I mean, boys really struggle. Do you have boys that ever come here?
Not boys, but we do have men, older men, but they're not typically struggling with acne at that point. We do have some younger females, some girls that come in for their acne.
So what would you suggest for that teen girl who's like, oh my gosh, mommy, I'm breaking out like crazy.
Yeah.
You know, should she be starting a skincare routine as a teenager?
I mean, I don't think you need to go crazy and buy, you know, the 20-step skincare routine from Sephora that's trending on TikTok or going viral or anything like that. But investing in a few ingredients, so making sure you're washing your face morning and night, getting that makeup off properly, potentially doing our crystal clear clarifying pads, and just like a moisturizer and sunscreen.
Yes.
Like, they don't need a million steps.
And talk them out of the tanning bed. Like,
Oh, yes.
just say
Don't
no.
do it.
Don't do
Self
it.
tanner has come a long way
Yes.
from when I was in high school trying to apply it. So it's just get a good self tanner.
Get a good self tanner
Yes.
and get the girls out of the tanning bed. A lot of the things that we noticed, both myself and Jacqueline, is we think our skin has gotten better with hydration naturally and with what you all offer, but diet, exercise, water
Exactly.
intake, how important is that? I feel like
It's all important. Like, you got to have a clean diet. It will reflect on your skin.
stress will reflect.
Stress will reflect. Our skin is our largest organ.
Ooh, that rhymes.
So
Stress will reflect.
yes, our skin is our largest organ. So it is, what we eat does impact our skin for sure. Especially people who are struggling with acne, you know, you have to have those conversations and kind of go through all that.
We kind of did go through all that with Jacqueline just to try to get to the source of it. We're like, are you eating something that is dairy maybe doing that? And so she kind of cut back on dairy. So she did make some changes with her diet. So you kind of have to look at everything as a whole. It's like holistic life, your skincare, your diet, your exercise. I don't drink a lot of water. It is like really a problem.
You got to drink water.
I don't know
we
what
talk
it
about this
is.
every time you come in.
She's like, I want to do PRP, but I have to get your blood, and I don't know if I can because you're dehydrated.
Yes.
I just forget, and then it's
know.
like I want a coffee if I'm going to drink anything, and that's like not awesome.
Yep.
So I've got to be better. Drink lots of water. And I also think exercise, it kind of just gives your skin like a
for
glow.
sure.
Diet, of course, all of that. Back to the teens, back to the college girls, because I know a lot of you watching have girls like mine. The TikTok trends. I mean, I remember Jacqueline was like, we got to try this. Do you remember like what was the guy everybody was buying when she was a teenager? You like shake it up.
Mario, the greenish one?
Yes. I can't remember the name of it, but it
Mario
was like
something.
TikTok.
Yes.
Yes. And I was like, what is this stuff? And it actually, and then she found something else on TikTok and she broke out so badly. You just can't follow a trend. You have to get a consult.
I just think it's important to not take skincare advice from someone on the internet who has no background medical education into the skin. So like anyone can sell skincare nowadays, but you really should go to someone who's educated, knowledgeable, has a degree and knows what they're talking about.
That's what I love about you and Skin Pharm is this, she has a degree. She was working in a hospital. She's a PA. Like I feel like she's very versed and well informed. I'm just getting a note, banana peel, because I was literally going to ask you this. So I saw a trend where you eat your banana and then you take your peel and you rub it on your face. I have not done it yet, but I kind of want to.
Please don't do that.
No? Okay, I
what
won't
is
do
it
it.
supposed to do?
It's supposed to, like, this woman, of course, she's like, my mom did this and she's 70 and she has amazing skin. She literally just takes the inside of the peel and rubs it on her face.
No,
and apparently
bananas
you
are
have
for
glowing.
eating.
Okay, go to
Not
Skin Pharm.
for
Don't go to the
applying
produce section.
to your face. No, don't. I hear all sorts of crazy things.
Okay.
So I'm just like, no.
I
please don't
literally
do
that was my next question.
Banana peel. I have not seen that one.
Yes, it is trending.
Oh gosh.
I don't know if it's trending, but it sucked me in. And then Douglas was eating a banana. I'm like, I'm gonna take that peel.
Do you think it's going to do anything to your skin? Other than make it kind of feel
when
grimy?
she was doing it, not gonna lie, it looked like after she was done, she was glowing, but it was probably just the slime.
It's probably sticky.
Of the banana. Yes. I'm gonna stay. I did not do it. I'm gonna stick with Skin Pharm.
Good.
See, this is the thing I love about these products. I feel like, and I have been a skincare, I didn't do all the treatments, but I did do all of the at-home care.
Yeah.
And so I remember doing like the drunk elephant. I remember my skin it got beat up because it was too strong for me. And so I went to work one day and they're like, what happened? I'm like, I tried a trend. It did not work.
And trends, you know, they're not for everyone. So like the person who started this trend, skin is not your skin. So I don't know why we're always taking advice from these random
from these randos.
people. Yes.
But I invested in really good skincare that I thought, but it was also, I never met with a dermatologist to talk about skincare. So I would just see someone that's been using it for a long time. I'm like, oh, I should try it.
Right.
And then I would just stick with things because I always felt like if you stuck with it, you would see results. And I felt like I was seeing results, but then some of the results I was seeing was really dry skin. And then I thought, well, maybe I just have dry skin. I realized I don't necessarily just have dry skin, but it was drying my skin out.
Right, it was probably disrupting your skin barrier.
Yes, and I have not sensed that or felt that or seen that at all with the products I've been using here. So that's why I'm a big believer, because I'm of course the oldest I've ever been, and I've never thought my skin looked this good, even when I was younger, because I had so much sun damage. Let's talk about the money. These things add up. When I was here last week, I said, how much does a PRP treatment cost? And you were saying?
So a PRP gel treatment is $9.50 per treatment. You can buy it as a series of 2, which cuts the price down a little bit.
And you want to do it twice?
Yes, you typically want to do it twice. Treatments are an investment, but you get a good change out of your skin with them.
You do.
And we have a monthly special every month, which is great. So always keep an eye out on socials for that. And then new patients to Skin Pharm Alpharetta also get 20% off. So that's
awesome.
also great.
Yes.
Yes.
So make sure you know, go to their website. All their pricing is there, because you asked me in the DMs and I don't have it at the ready. So check their website, follow them on Instagram, and follow Courtney. So all of the PAs here have an Instagram. And Courtney has been doing my skin, but they're all fantastic if you can't get into Courtney. But if you are like, oh, I want to go to Courtney because I know what she did with Chaz, just call Skin Pharm Alpharetta, schedule your appointment. You'll probably get in touch with Ashley. She'll get you on the calendar. And then I like to set our treatments up, like when I leave, they're always like, okay, come back in 6 months. We're kind of on a maintenance.
6 weeks-ish
6 weeks,
or so.
not 6 months. Thank you.
Definitely not 6 months yet.
That would be a long time.
For her maintenance treatments, she gets quarterly Dysport, so about every 3 months. Microneedling with PRP, quarterly, about every 3 months. And then we just started this PRP gel. So she's done her 2 treatments. I'll see her back in about a month just to kind of see her results. And then filler we did, I think 6 months ago. So she'll be good for that for probably a while.
I think so.
Yeah.
I feel like the filler. So I was really nervous, and then we'll kind of wrap up things. But I think filler right now on TikTok and social media, there's either people that love it or hate it and say, oh, it's the worst thing you could do. I was one of those people that didn't have enough information, that I wasn't quite sure, and I was frozen, and I was like, I'm just not going to do it. Lack of knowledge was kind of what was holding me back. When I sat with Courtney, talked to her about it, she's like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to be super conservative, because I was afraid of that filler face. And then when she did it the other day, I'm back here and I'm like, so do I need anything for my lip? And she's like, no, your lips are good. We like it natural. So they're not going to like push. This is what I like about Skin Pharm and Courtney. She's not pushing a service or a treatment just like to make a buck. She's like looking at the facial balance. She's looking at the lips. She's looking at your natural assets. She's like, we don't need to do that. And I do love that.
Yes.
That you just don't push filler. And since I've done filler, I've had no weird side effects. I like the look of it. Again, I don't feel like I look like a person that's like a filler, but I just feel I look like I've rested.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're really in great hands. I feel like we've covered all the big topics. Anything you'd like to talk about for someone who might be considering you and Skin Pharm?
Just always, don't hesitate to make a consultation. That's the first step. And then,
is there a fee for a consultation?
So there usually is a fee. However, for a limited time, we've waived that fee, so that it's free. Consultations are free now, so you can come in. You can either get treatment the same day, or we can just come in and just talk. So a lot of people are just scared and don't know where to start. So getting rid of that fee has really helped. Those people come in and they have nothing to lose other than some time.
A lot of my friends, a lot of you have followed me and my skincare journey. And you have come, and then you're sending me the DMs like, wow, I cannot believe the difference. Some of my design clients, they're like, I'm all in. I mean, it's not just me. It is everyone that has come, from my daughter to my clients to girlfriends. So I highly recommend it if you're just like, I don't know what to do, especially women of this age. Also, let's talk about age. My daughter would love Botox. Is she a candidate for Botox, or is that too young?
She doesn't need it.
She doesn't need it.
So it's not necessarily
about that.
age. There
Yes.
are people in their 20s who have those deep lines at rest that are already bothering them. So it's not necessarily an age. I also have people in their 40s who have absolutely no lines. So it's kind of when it starts to bother you.
It's very personal.
But as a generally young 20s, teens do not need Botox.
Okay, I like that. Did you hear that, girl? So yeah,
work on
I
your
agree.
skin. Work on your skin.
Work on your skin and
protect your skin.
Yes.
The 20s are all about protecting your skin.
20s protect, please.
With your sunscreen.
Learn from me, with your sunscreen.
Yes.
And good skincare and getting that makeup off at night. Jacqueline, no matter how late it is that she gets home, no matter what. Sometimes I'm even tired and she's like, when she's at home, she's like, girl, we gotta do our skincare. And we'll do it together and talk. So anyway, make sure you stay on your skincare game. Make sure if you don't know or you're not informed, take them up on the free consultation. And if you don't have a Skin Pharm, we also sell the product in our stores. They have an online resource as well, Skin Pharm. Try out a product. I would tell you my favorites are the High Beam, the Youth Serum, the Glow Factor.
Yep.
Those three. I mean,
they're all great.
I love the I love it all.
I know.
The face
it's
whip.
hard to pick.
Start with, what would the one product you'd say you've got to have?
You've got to have, oh gosh, I mean sunscreen.
Okay, other than sunscreen. Look at me, other than sunscreen.
Other than sunscreen. I really like
Sunscreen.
our Glow Factor and our Youth Serum. And
Yes.
our Crystal Clear pads. I mean,
The Crystal Clear
it's
pads.
hard to pick.
You have given me those, and I
Yes,
always thought they were
starting
for
for-
acne-prone skin.
They do help, but they're also just for brightening the skin and chemically exfoliating.
I started using them. I also think it's given me a little
Good.
bit of a glow up.
For sure.
I
For sure.
love them. And I did have a little breakout, and I used
Yeah,
it
use
on
them.
this, and it's helping the breakout.
Yeah.
Hormones, hysterectomy. Anyway, okay, Courtney, it was so lovely
It was
spending
so
the
fun to
morning
talk
with you.
with
I'm so
you.
glad that my friends got to meet you
Yes.
and hear your knowledge. Whether if you live in Indiana and you can't meet with Courtney, again, reach out to someone that you trust. I think that's the main thing, and I do trust Courtney, and you have to be in hands that you trust. And someone that isn't just trying to make a buck and it's not going to fill your face up and you're not going to look like pillow face. We will not have that.
No.
So go with someone you trust. Any other words of wisdom for skincare?
For skincare or just in general?
In general.
Yeah, just find a provider that you trust and that you can, relate with. If the provider walks in and you don't like how they look in terms of their filler, they might not be the provider for you. So
Okay, that's actually a really good way to wrap it up because knowing you, I see Ashley at the front desk. I meet the other ladies when I walk through here. When I went to Nashville,
I mean, that's just kind of how
everybody's
their
look
aesthetic
was soft.
is.
It's an aesthetic.
Yes.
There you go. Find your aesthetic, find your place. And Courtney, thank you again.
Thank you, Chaz. It was so fun.
It was so fun. All right, team. All right, friends. We will talk to you soon. And what was that, producer? Oh, make sure you follow us at Chatting with Chaz. Chatting with Chaz on Instagram. Also, our website, Chatting with Chaz, has all of our episodes. And you can follow along, subscribe to YouTube, all the platforms that have podcasts. And also follow us at Linen and Flax Co. on Instagram. That's where you'll see our beautiful brand. And follow Skin Pharm and Courtney. What's your...
So mine is just my name, so Courtney _PA.
There you go. Follow all of us. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you soon.